What's up, Minnesota Vikings fans? It's Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, and coming up here on today's show, I'm going to tell you the 53-man roster projection for your Minnesota Vikings. Before I tell you which guys I have making the roster, today's show is presented by Aura. Last year, or I guess now 2020 at this point, 49 million Americans were victims of identity theft, and it ended up costing them a combined $56 billion. I don't know about you. I got $56 billion in my pocket. So start your free trial right now. Make sure your money is safe. Make sure your identity is safe on the internet. Aura.com/chatsports. That link is going to be available for you guys in the comments and description of today's show. So the way that I have this, 53-man roster projection structured is we're going to go from the quarterback and we're going to work our way all the way down to the defense. And let me just say this. It's the middle of June. Training camp dates literally just came out. We will not only do one roster projection, we'll do 2, 3, and if you guys want more, you'll see more on the videos. So here we go. Quarterbacks. I got 3 making the roster. Kirk Cousins, Sean Mannion, and Kellen Mond. Obviously, Cousins is going to be the starter. Mannion, I believe, is the better fit. But the athletic profile that Kellen Mond brings, and you could even use this in practice, and if we're talking about upside, Mond's upside is clearly higher than Mannion. Maybe Kevin O'Connell can work with them a little bit, but I have them keeping 3 quarterbacks. So if you haven't already interacted with us before, maybe now could be your very first time, because Chat Sports, we're an interactive YouTube channel. So I want you to name them. Favorite team if the Vikings didn't exist? Is there an NFL team out there? If you want to let me know who your favorite team is, maybe for MLB, NBA, I'm good with it. Favorite team if the Vikings didn't exist. Let's now look at the projected running back room. Dalvin Cook, Alexander Mattison, probably one of the top 2 RB duos in the entire league. Ty Chandler, I like this 5th rounder a lot. He can catch the football. And then, obviously, you're going to keep Kene as well. So let me know, is Dalvin Cook the best player on the Vikings? Why for yes and for no? And this is a good question to ask yourself, because Cook would probably be the best player on a lot of teams out there. And if he could stay healthy, I would probably make the argument for yes. However, because of the injury concerns, the way that I think about this question is, would you rather have Dalvin Cook, or would you rather have this guy who I'm about to show you right here, Justin Jefferson? Because if I'm building a team going forward over the next 5-10 years, I think Jefferson has a higher chance of being healthy and being a face of this team. Not that Dalvin isn't great, but the running back position doesn't last as long. So in terms of the receivers making it, tons and tons of talent here. I love me some Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, getting up there in age, but he can still get it done. KJ Osborn, one of the best wide receiver 3s in all of the NFL. Bisi Johnson, hopefully this young man can stay healthy. Ihmir Smith-Marsette gives you some special teams ability, and his upside is absolutely there. And then Nailor as well. 6 wide receivers making the Vikings roster. Before I tell you which tight ends I have making the team, Aura, what are some of the benefits here? Family plans to protect 5 people. So not only can you protect yourself on a free trial, you can protect 4 other people as well. Online and device security, identity theft protection, financial fraud protection. This is the question I'm going to ask. Does anybody out there plan on giving up the internet anytime soon? I would imagine 100% of the people are like, no, I'm not. So therefore, you should make sure that your identity is safe and secure, because hackers in today's world, they're smart. Hell, every 14 seconds, somebody's identity is stolen. And with our awesome offer for a 14-day free trial, which you can get at aura.com/chatsports, you work hard for your money. I don't want you to lose your identity. So be smart. Be responsible. It takes literally just a few minutes to get it all set up. Try it out, and if you don't like it, it doesn't cost you anything. 14-day free trial, aura.com/chatsports. Let's now go to the tight end room here. We're going to keep 3. Irv Smith Jr., he's getting ready to have a breakout year. Johnny Mundt, Nick Muse. Sometimes you just need to have some of these extra depth players. Mundt, Muse not going to be household names. You're really hoping to just keep Irv Smith out on the football field. The offensive line, this is a big area of concern for myself. I know a lot of people who also cover the NFL. Christian Darrisaw, loved him when he came out of Virginia Tech. But then besides that, lots and lots of question marks. Garrett Bradbury, wasn't very good last season. Jesse Davis, you brought him in. Question mark. Cleveland, he's probably going to be your starting left guard. Brian O'Neill, right tackle. Yes, you drafted Ed Ingram, second round, 59 overall. If there's one name that you'll notice that's not on here, it's Wyatt Davis. And when it really came down to it, I was like, do I keep him? Does he go off the team? I decided to give him the boot. So after seeing my projected offensive line depth chart for the Minnesota Vikings, and again, this is our first edition of a 53-man roster projection. If that was the roster you're going in with in the regular season, scale it 1 to 100. 1, you ain't confident at all. 100, oh, it's the best offensive line in the NFL. Let's now go to the defensive side of the football, and we're going to look at the defensive line between Dalvin Tomlinson, Armon Watts. You got the big guy up the middle, Harrison Phillips, but then also Lynch and Atomio in there as well. So we're going to keep 5 players on the defensive line. And some of you are like, wait a minute, D-line. We'll get into the edge rushers because, edge rushers, outside linebackers, you're about to go to a 3-4. So some of those DEs are now, I would say, technically outside linebackers. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. We're chasing down 5,000 subs. We only need 359 more. I noticed some of y'all when we did a trade mailbag were a little bit upset, but guess what? We are an interactive YouTube company, and if we ask you guys to submit trades, you can't get mad at us then for talking about them. That doesn't make any sense. We cover news, we cover rumors, we do trade mailbags, we do a lot of different shows here, but if you're a diehard Vikings fan at the end of the day, you can never have too much content, right? Especially free content. So hit that sub. I promise you're going to like the videos we do. Let's now look at your outside linebackers, and the reason why I was kind of teasing this edge rusher is because Zadarius Smith, Danielle Hunter, I would say are usually labeled as defensive ends, but in a 3-4 front, you're going to see these guys be stand-up outside linebackers. Also keep them Robinson Jones and want them as well. So there's another 5 players making the 53-man. Let's now look at the inside linebackers. Eric Kendricks, Jordan Hicks, you brought him in on a 2-year, $10 million deal. I love me some Asamoah out of Oklahoma. Chaz Surratt, even though he's been a little bit up and down thus far, he makes the team. And then we're also going to throw in Lynch. So 5 inside linebackers making that 53. Anytime I talk about 53-man projections, I get excited. The fact that training camp dates just came out, I get excited. I'm a football junkie, and don't get me wrong. When I was a kid, there ain't nothing better than summer. Now summer kind of sucks. Like, you're just sitting around in July, June. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do in these months? It's nothing good. I got to delete my history on my internet. I know that a lot. I need football back in my life, and if you're excited for some Vikings football, please like the video. Cornerback room, let's look at it. Patrick P., Cam Dantzler, Andrew Booth out of Clemson, Shannon Sullivan, these are your 4 locks. Some people might also say that Hand could be a lock to make the roster, but the 3 players featured, and then Dantzler as well, 6 cornerbacks, end up making the team. What about safety? Safety here, you got Lewis Cine out of Georgia, who I like his upside, though I personally would not have taken him in the first round, but I understand the Vikings taking it based on need. You have Harrison Smith. That also gives me some confidence in seeing because Harrison Smith is a pro's pro. He's going to show up all the time. Bynum, Metellus. And then the final 3 players here, obviously, it's special teams. You got Greg Joseph, your kicker, Jordan Berry, the punter, and then Andrew DePaulo, your long snapper, which rounds out my 53-man roster projection for the Vikings. But you know what? We're overachievers here. I'm not only going to give you the 53-man, we're also going to sprinkle in some practice squad guys as well because, well, just because these guys get cut doesn't mean that they're not going to still kind of be on the team. And with all the different practice squad rules, you can see some of these guys get called up. So name a player you want to stash on the practice squad because I'm going to go through all the projected practice squad guys right now. Let's first look at fullback C.J. Ham, Blake Prohl, Albert Wilson, and this was a little bit of a tougher move. I don't know why people think he has special teams ability. He's literally never done it before. Good slot receiver, but with the amount of talent at wide receiver already, Wilson, I just couldn't get him quite to crack the list. Zach Davidson. Now you got more guys on the interior offensive line. Wyatt Davis, like I mentioned before. Schlottman, Brandon, and then Jonathan Bullard on your defensive line. Jalen Twyam, another defensive lineman to keep in mind here. Luigi Villan, Zach McLeod, Ryan Connolly. And then to round out our projected practice squad, which is 16 players with the new practice squad rules. Droy Dye, Perry Nicholson, Chris Boyd, and then Mike Brown. All right, y'all, I'm getting ready to head on out of here. Remember, Chat Sports, Mitchell Renz, you're watching Vikings Now. If you're a diehard fan and you made it this far in the video, hit that sub button.